So we talked about the PPG yesterday and how Synchro Eldlich has literally been conceived into this format, which is very intriguing actually. So today we're going to talk about the other big tournament that happened this weekend, which was Yu-Gi-Oh's tournament. I believe that this was a relatively large event as well. I'm not exactly sure how many people were there, but he's been advertising it for a while, so I figured we'd talk about it. So let's dig on into the top results out of Yu-Gi-Oh's tournament, some other interesting metagame stuff, shall we? So we have the breakdown over here for the Yu-Gi-Oh online series, and this was for top 8. Now, these results are pretty different than what we saw from the PPG this weekend. And honestly, with the PPG, there's a lot more Emancipator and a lot more of that real big metagame push than we really expected. So, we had 2 Eldlich. Alright, now I don't know which versions of these there are, but if this is anything like we've seen in the past, well, you know, it's still going to be doing its ugly thing for a little while. We also have 2 Emancipator here. Alright, well, same thing. Honestly, I don't think this tournament would have had the level of innovation that they would have seen with Eldlich crashing the party and the Synchro Eldlich versions, and, you know, the evolutions to Emancipator, things like that. I think these were probably your more basic builds. So, that's the basic vanilla stuff, as we're going to say here. Now, we also had 1 Salamangreat here. We did not have any solid out of the PPG this weekend, which means this deck is dead. No. I think what has happened here, once again, I got ridiculed by people that are like, no, Talon has a good Eldlich matchup, Robbie. And I'm like, it doesn't. It really... We finally can statistically see that Eldlich and Emancipator have bullied the former 3 out of the format. Rocket? Did you guys see where it went? Shadalls? And Solid have been bullied in such large numbers at this point that these decks are having issues keeping up with the format now. So seeing Solid squeak in, I definitely think the deck is not tier 2. I definitely put it on the borderline 1.5, just because the deck has that excellent toolbox that it's had going for it for so long that, you know, the power creep that we just experienced that bombshelled these cards, you know, unfortunately, Solid's still in that really weird position that it's been, but the deck is still able to function, and it's not so much keep up with the big 2, but it still sits in the 1.5 category. Now, we also had 1 Eldlich Musketeer. Now, you might be looking at this and going, really? Eldlich Musketeer? So, the splashability on the Eldlich engine is cancer. Alright, like, so many decks are playing this engine right now in some way. The PPG had Zoodiac Eldlich. Alright? How in the world does that cluster of cards work? Same thing with this. You're using the Magical Musketeer engine in pretty much the same way that you'd be using you're taking the consistent factor of the control, the large monsters that you get from the Eldlich, and you're combining them with another theme. And that other theme, it just so happens that Eldlich, with other cards outside of their own archetype, seems to be probably the best way to play this deck, which is actually kind of hilarious to me. You know, Pure being its own build was good, and somebody was mentioning in the comments yesterday, they were like, I'm still shocked that, you know, Pure's not being the most played variant, but the engine itself, when you can take an already good engine and give it more oomph, you're not going to miss that opportunity. There's absolutely no reason why you wouldn't want to take advantage of just the upgrades and the power and the things that you're seeing in these formats, right? Now, we've also got one Medolche from here. I'll cover the Medolche deck later in the week, but this one was more... This was the hand trap version. Now, This wasn't the triple lightning storms, the good stuff that we saw the other day. This was more of we're going to play the game at an okay pace, control the game where we can, and capitalize on the plays that we need to do, pretty much in a normal middle shape fashion. Also played triple Phantasm, which is very interesting. That card has definitely taken more of a backseat this format than I originally thought it was going to. But nonetheless, yet again, a lot of people playing the hand trap version. Very interesting. I know there's been a lot of talk. It's like, no, it's not the way to go, but I mean, it's definitely doing its thing. And then the last thing that we had here for this tournament, we had one Geist. Now, Geist, we got Link Gross. We did not get the Picori, though. That Picori would allow you to technically make the Hextia on into the Link Ross and get you your search, which is what you want, right? You want to be able to chain block that search so that your opponent can't respond, right? Like, that's why we play the good cards, right? Well, unfortunately, we don't have that right now, but Geist is still doing its control plays. Nothing's changed for the deck. The deck is literally the exact same as it was for the last format. It's just we found ourselves in this really weird position now that, Rogue can squeak by, but, the larger the event, the more damage that you're going to see caused by Eldlich and Emancipator at this point in time. So that's kind of interesting. And, of course, the winning deck for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Online series was actually Emancipator. That doesn't surprise me in the very least. It's also playing the 10E engine, which, I was also playing Unexpected Die. Oh no, it's playing the beta engine. No, we've tried to go away from the beta engine. No. Oh man, Unexpected Die into beta over the opponent's Appaloosa so that you can play the game. I still don't think that was very realistic. I'm going to be honest with you. But it's an interesting thing. Now, what do we got out of this format? Eldlich goes in everything. Eldlich Zoodiac. This almost feels like the Orcust engine, because we had Orcust Blackwings back in the day. You guys remember, like, earlier evolutions of this deck, right? Well, evidently, under current iteration of things, Eldlich has become the new Orcust in terms of splashability. Zoodiac. Oh man, Magical Musketeer. Maybe somebody should play Eldlich Blackwings at this point so that we can revive the huge cluster of things at this point. That way we can experiment and see what we can do with Eldlich as a whole, because at this point this thing is a massive cluster. I'm loving it. I think it's a really cool concept for the most part, but it's got its issues, and those issues are the Eldlich Mirror has to be hilarious. Like, Eldlich Magical Musketeer versus Eldlich Zoodiac. Like, what even is that? Alright, like, you got Eldlich cards going off left and right over here, and then you've got Magical Musket fighting Zoo cards? I don't even know what to think of that. So, I guess, as long as the Eldlich engine can carry the other engine that it's with, seems good. Emancipator, still doing as good as it's been as well. I do think, for the most part, that deck, it and Eldlich, still going to maintain the big two. Now, we do have the Red MD errata, hopefully, on the horizon here. We have the Legendary Box getting the core reprints of cards here in the near future, which means we should be seeing the alternate art for Red MD. Yeah, we've suspected this for so long. Just a matter of time until we eventually do get it. That'll put the nail in the coffin for Rockets, which, sorry, I know that you dedicated Rocket players out there don't want it to happen, but it's coming, and it's going to be pretty shameful. So, outside of that, your Rogue, this format, is anything that can go with Eldlich, by the way. It's still mind-boggling to me that we can do this. And I'm curious to know how crazy we can actually get with the Eldlich engine as a whole. What do you guys think? Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think. And well, guys, I'm out. Take care. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out VanCool40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by MCool40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mcoolgames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.